What's up, everybody? Austin and Mason coming at you. As you know, we like to go pick out what's happening in the real estate world, give you some truths, bust some myths, and do all the things. But before we started recording this, Mason and I were talking about some clients that we recently got into escrow. We helped them purchase and now they're selling, and I'm doing the loan for the people that are buying. And I had a conversation with the new buyers, and I was like, ah. I know exactly what we should talk about. So I'm gonna do a little screen share real quick because Mason, you are all over this, man, my friend. So I love
Oh
it. So
yeah.
let me get this going. Let me get this going. Boom. Right? Insurance in California. It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's
Now
definitely a
you
thing.
deal with listings as well as buyers, where I'm really on the buyer's side of it. How have you seen insurance changes recently impact closings or impact marketability of property?
Well, when we had a ton of insurance companies that pulled out of California, there was kind of this mad scramble to be like, who is even insuring people? Who can I call? Who can I talk to? Companies are dropping people left and right, and finding new homeowners insurance was incredibly difficult. So there was this kind of mad scramble at first, They had that California Fair Plan, but that tends to be expensive and not have great coverage. So we really kind of struggled to find insurance carriers in California. Now we've got a couple great ones that we work with that we refer our people out to and stuff like that. But on the listing side specifically, because insurance has become such a hassle, because it's such an unknown variable, usually that contingency period to find insurance is 17 days. So it goes pretty long. It goes like as long as the loan contingency and everything like that. To expedite things and make sure that the buyer is working quickly to get an insurance policy, usually we'll counter and we'll shorten that period. Because it used to be
Okay.
a buyer, when insurance was easy to get, a buyer would wait until the end of the transaction. Yeah, get an insurance policy a couple days before closing and call it good. Now we're like, hey, you should probably start talking to an insurance company pretty early on in escrow.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why I tell people like, you're going to get an email from me in a couple days with more things. Please call insurance companies because it's not only the level of coverage, right? There's certain levels of coverage that are actually required. There's how much is the cash coverage versus the actual replacement value.
Right,
There
right.
is how much is your deductible versus not, right? And then, of course, there's the premium, which is what most of us think about. But we've had clients where, I mean, we got an insurance quote for a house that was $1 million, so kind of an average price, lower, middle ground house, but the insurance was $2,500 a month. It was in a flood zone and a fire zone, and it was this and it was that. And like, I was like, that's like half your mortgage payment, right? It's super intense for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that really we have to all understand that in order to change the situation in California, we have to change our laws. This is the result of a law that went in effect, I forget it was the 80s or 90s, but it's like Prop 130 or something. So we have to understand that we have admitted and non-admitted carriers in California. And simply because you're a non-admitted carrier doesn't mean that there's a problem. So I always like to use Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London has existed before we were a country, right? And if the state of California is like, no, I want font 12 versus 9, Lloyd's of London is like, we don't care. So therefore, they could be a non-admitted carrier for something as simple as that. For some of your clients that are buying right now, Mason, are you seeing people really just go to the fair plan or the not admitted carriers, or is there some new carriers? Because you mentioned you're having more success right now.
Yeah, no, California Fair Plan is definitely kind of a last resort because it's expensive, because it doesn't have great coverage and everything like that. The company you mentioned is great. We've even had people have good luck with Bamboo Insurance, which is like a
Hmm.
subsidiary of Geico, I believe. Farmers, I believe, is still writing in California too. So, I mean, you've got a couple different options. It's just like anything else too. It's a good idea to shop around and talk to your lender, talk to you guys about what they recommend. First of all, what's required? What kind of policy are you going to have? Is the lender going to require? And then to talk to them and to talk to the insurance companies about what's actually covered when you get your homeowner's insurance policy. Insurance is a whole nother world that, we're not, buyers aren't really super familiar with. So it's definitely one of those pieces to the puzzle in the transaction that you don't really think about until you get into escrow and realize, oh, I have to get insurance for this place. So.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a thing. Well, I always appreciate the guidance that you give your clients. Like, really educating them on that forward and educating the seller side, right? The way that you are always looking for is that people have an understanding. I just think is great, Mason. So we're always so great to work with you and your team.
Oh yeah, same to you and your team, Austin. So grateful we got our client back into escrow. I absolutely love it. And that you're
Yeah.
educating your buyers on insurance, like we talked about today, helps us know that we're going to have a smooth escrow. But no, you and your team are absolutely amazing, always guiding your buyers in the right direction. And we love seeing a pre-approval letter come through from you because we know it's going to be a smooth transaction.
Oh man. Well, high five, y'all. If you're thinking about buying on the Central Coast, please reach out to Mason. He is absolutely an expert. I'm happy to help you anywhere in California, but go rock and roll high five.
All right, thanks guys. Have a good one.